You are listening to Mahogany Says Radio Show with Mahogany Silverring, mahoganysilverring.net. Jolly Rancher, an erotic Christmas romance by best-selling author Sierra London. Diesel Conrad. She says they're enemies, but his gut says she belongs to him. Granted, he has forgotten some insignificant things in his life, like his own name, but he is certain of two things. One, she wants him. Two, he has the equipment to give her a very merry sleigh ride. Amanda Messy Mandy Murphy. All she wanted was a winter white vacation. But her sister's ex roped her into selling his ranch before Christmas. This arrogant, too gorgeous man is her personal bah humbug, or at least until the accident. Now he's convinced she belongs to him. She's going to need a Christmas miracle, and fast. Jolly Rancher, the #1 bestseller by Sierra London, part of the Lunchtime Chronicles. Get your copy on Amazon today. Southern Comfort by best-selling author Elle Loren. Garrison Daniels is on the run after a failed attempt to murder his brother and overthrow his father as boss of the Enterprise faction. Knowing his days are numbered, why would he be in a mansion filled with his father's deadliest associates? One word, Melina. She was getting married, but knew Garrison could never resist disrupting the ceremony. Melina is Enterprise's top assassin, and the wedding, just a ruse to draw out her mark. She's always been Garrison's ride or die. What happens when the sentiment becomes reality? Southern Comfort, a smooth, sweet, and 100 proof interracial erotic romance. Part of the Lunchtime Chronicles. Written by best-selling author Elle Loren. Get your copy on Amazon today. You are listening to Mahogany Says Radio Show with Mahogany Silverring, mahoganysilverring.net. Hello and good evening, everyone. We are broadcasting live this evening from beautiful Denver, Colorado. There's snow outside, and I'm not used to seeing it. It's been a while, but the lights are beautiful, and I've forgotten how pretty the snow can be and how cold. But so I hope everyone is having a good evening, and we are going to have a great show for you tonight as I welcome back Miss Author Sonja B, who is a best-selling author, and she is new to the Lunchtime Chronicles this year. So, Sonja, say hello to everyone.
Hello.
So, how are you doing, Miss Sonja?
I am doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Sounds like I'm losing my voice a little bit,
good.
But other than that, I think
no.
it's all right.
No.
Yeah, I got to get back
with
used
some
to
honey
this.
and lemon.
Exactly. That's what I was drinking earlier. I was like, I know I'm going to have to talk, so.
Yeah.
So tell us, I'm excited. Well, thank you.
I know.
You know, sweet potato pie. That's the first one. Well, I'm still reading. What am I talking about? I read it on the plane along with, I started reading, I think it was Rancher too. But, oh my goodness. I like it. It's like,
I know. It's a sweet little story.
It is. It's a sweet, that's exactly what I was going to say. It's just as sweet as the title. So tell us a little bit about Bianca and Andrew.
And
How
Andrew.
did you come up with them?
Actually, the title was something that my dad used to say to my mom when she would make a sweet potato pie. He would just be like, my sweet potato pie, or whatever. So I don't know, when we were thinking of, titles, or I was thinking of a title, and I'm like, okay, it has to do with something, food-wise or drink-wise or whatever, and for whatever reason, that title jumps in my head. So I just kind of, built a story around that. And so, you have Bianca, who, goes through an ugly divorce, you know what I mean, and stuff. And, she wants to start over, and she has a best friend named Tangy who talks her into moving to her little town. And, she goes and visits, and she falls in love with, because she's coming from Chicago, and she falls in love with this little town and a little community, and just how everybody's so welcoming and so nice. And she moves there. But she rents this house, landlord that she doesn't meet, but she falls in love with the house. So she's just like, I don't even care, I could pay him online, I don't have to give him no money, whatever. It works out fine with her.
Anybody.
Right. And but of course her best friend, trying to look out for her is like, I don't know if you want to rent that house, the guy who owns it, he's kind of, crazy, people say, he's a town recluse and this and that or whatever, and she's just like, I don't care, I just want the house. So she rents the house, and the guy is actually Andrew, and Andrew has, been through a lot, he's a veteran, he suffered from PTSD, and, he had some, issues with his parents, and then he was actually raised, he was young, he was about like 10 or something like that, or whatever. Anyway, he was raised by an older Southern woman by the name of Miss Levy, who, by the way, that was my grandmother's name. So yeah, that's a real Turkey's name.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but she's one of those old Southern type grandmother figure or whatever, and and she just she teaches him how to be, a Southern gentleman. She teaches him how to cook, how to fend for himself. And, and she's there with him when he, going through hard times and everything like that.
Yes.
So, she becomes like a second mother to him. And then, she ends up passing away. And then, like, he's fighting not to go back into his little bubble, and, took on doing, become, I guess you could say, like a woodsman. He worked on wood, built, furniture, hand carved furniture, stuff like that or whatever. And he has his dog, Rabbit. So,
I know, I laugh at that name.
I know, I love that name.
It's like a cute little dog. I mean, it's just, but, being that protective, it's like a rabbit dog. A rabid dog. That's pretty funny. Yeah,
everybody thought it was a wolf, but
yes, exactly. I would think that too, probably if I saw him. I mean, something. I think more of like a wolfy type name, but I like that. But it's cute. And I almost kind of related Andrew's character to Rocket a little bit. It had some similarities in it, for the beard and stuff.
Yeah.
Not the same, but yeah, I just kind of he has this backstory that really brings him out as a good character, and I like the way he wrote him.
And that's kind of like one of the things with the book too, as far as Andrew's side of it, because everybody just saw him as this person that came back from the war and he's crazy, he's this, he's that, and never really taking the time just to see what was going on with him, so they labeled him this. So that's one of the things, that people could, was taken away from the story. It was like, never judge a book by its cover, and
exactly.
that kind of like, with Bianca, don't listen to the gossip, get to know this person. Even though their first, initial meeting that they had did not go very well.
Sure. He was kind of rough.
She had to deal with the dog,
Yes.
She thought the dog was going to attack her, and then, her and Andrew had a few words, and stuff. Well, not really few. Well, he had a few words. She had words, but he barely. He wasn't really saying nothing.
She didn't know. She had nerve. She really struck a nerve, and that he was kind of kicking himself about it.
Right. And so
talk to her, but
Yeah, and so his way of, making up for how, he reacted, and plus, he saw her upset and everything. So his way of, kind of smoothing things over was to bake her this sweet potato pie and take it to her. So that's to kind of, kicked everything off with them. Yeah. So it's a sweet little story.
I like the way that was done too. The way he did it, it was very sweet. It's like just, because like who would think, taking a food or something to the woman you upset or pissed off or, as a peace offering. Because a lot of men do not bake, so that that makes Andrew very special. That he cherishes it, and he knows his recipe by heart, and so he wants to give her the best of something to make peace.
Right.
I think that's great how he does that.
Yeah, you get a man that can cook. I mean, and not just cook,
exactly.
A sweet potato pie that can cook.
Yes. Like for real.
Because I'm gonna tell you, when I was writing it, and I'm naming up all these foods that he's cooking, I'm sitting there, I'm getting hungry. So on the day that the book was released, I cooked that Southern dinner. I cooked some fried chicken, and we had greens and cornbread and sweet potatoes, and just we had everything except the sweet potato pie.
Oh wow! And I couldn't bake to save my life. So,
oh no, I'm not a baker too. I'll buy you a pie.
Exactly. Yeah. I will buy you Miss Patty's pie, but I'm not going there.
Exactly.
It might be mashed up sweet potatoes, but it won't be pie.
Right?
Some yams,
get some sweet potato mush. Yeah.
Yes. With the brown sugar, it makes its own little gravy with it, and I usually do that for Thanksgiving, but that would be as close as I would get to making the potato pie.
Yep. Same thing here, girl. Same thing here. But yeah, it's a cute little story. I enjoyed writing it, so it was cool.
It was definitely. And, you've got some really cool endings, and I'm not going to do any spoilers for people, so. But you definitely want to go out and get, definitely, my sweet potato pie. And especially now that I know where that expression came from, that's got, it sounds more endearing when you look at that. It's like, yeah, I like that. So let's get to the hot, sticky, and sweet, the secret sauce.
Yes, the secret sauce.
Yes. And Raven.
Yes, that one is with Raven and Bianca. They were kind of, they thought it was a secret back then, but it was kind of like, secret high school sweethearts. And some events happen, and Raylan bolts from town, and she moves away for 6 years. Now, the little town that is discussed in the book where everything takes place is called Doddridge, Arkansas, and it really is a place, and my mama and my family live down there. So, and they did just get a new sand plant down there a few years ago. So, I just kind of built it up a little bit more in the stories, but it's a real place. It's a real
awesome.
place. And, so Raylan's grandmother, Miss Relame, she tricks Raylan into coming home because she hasn't been home in 6 years. She always got these excuses because she just don't want to go back and face the past, and that's having to face Wyatt. But her grandmother tricks her, and so she ends up coming home, and it's around about the time where it's the annual town fair, and they have this barbecue sauce contest, which Wyatt has won like the last 3-4 years in a row. And it's funny because that the secret sauce is so much different than sweet potato pie, because secret sauce has a little bit more humor in it, because you have Uncle BB and you have Granny, which is, Miss Relame, and they are a hoot. I had fun writing them too, because they are just hilarious. But anyway, so like I said, Raylan comes home. Wyatt's trying to make peace and apologize for, what happened. And she don't want to hear him out. She's just like, whatever. 6 years ago, I'm not here even to even deal with you or whatever. But, Wyatt's pretty persistent. He's an alpha male. And so he's pretty persistent. And, of course, you have the guy, Marsh, who likes, Raylan, and, of course, Wyatt don't like that, and they have words and stuff is exchanged.
Oh, yeah.
And, but, yeah, that one's, it's a good little story, too. I love me some Wyatt. He had that spirit. He wasn't going to stop until she heard him out.
Yes. And there you go. I love alpha males. They're a trip. It's like you know what you're getting. There's no surprise there. They want something, they go after it. There is no ifs, ands, buts. They're not. No, they always take the high road. And if you belong to them, you belong to them, and they let you know, and they let everybody else know too. That's the thing. So nobody can just easily just step up to them because So I like that. I love
exactly.
Okay, even if they're not shifters, it just all the way down. Because I don't know, for me, I guess it feels like the characters that way make the woman feel more feminine and center of attention by the things that he does, and so I don't know. It's that holding the door open. Those are all generally things, but that having that assurance and having a plan and you gonna hear me. I like that.
Right.
Yeah, because sometimes we just, we need a little hand sometimes just to, it's like, okay, shut up and listen.
Exactly.
Not in a bad way.
And she wasn't having it. Right.
Yes.
And she tried. She tried, but he cornered her, and he wasn't going to let her go until she heard him. So, and then some things, some revelations come about. It was, a bunch of miscommunication, false information given, and, they kind of work it out, but it took 6 years for them to get to where they needed to be. So,
and sometimes it happens that way. Yeah. It sounds, more realistic, but, a little deeper.
Right.
But I like that they had that previous connection, and it's like she's coming back, and she's learned some things, after dealing with what she's dealt with. And she's like, oh, I got to go home. But it's like, you can go home sometimes. So sometimes we have to go home. We don't think we do. We think we're okay, we're grown. We don't need to go back there. But sometimes there's something that we have to learn, or something we missed, or something that's been waiting for us, and we go back. And I think that's like he was waiting for her. Or at least I took it that way.
Yep, and that was the thing. He was been waiting 6 years for her to come, and and during the 6 years, they could have reached out to each other. Of course, she wasn't going to reach out to him because she was the one that was hurt and broken, and had to, refine herself. And she went to school. She moved to Washington, and she went to school, and she became a teacher, and she began her life there, you know what I'm saying, and working, and just, getting over that. So she felt that if she was just still just in that spot there, then, she would never have to deal with that, that happened or going back home. But, Granny had other plans. Yes. Granny was like, it's time for you to come home.
It's definitely time, yes. And sometimes we just, when it's time, it's time. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And the cool thing is that it's usually for your own good. So I like that. So tell us, what is it like to work with the ladies from the Lunchtime Chronicles?
Oh, it's been amazing. Everybody is just, they've become like family to me. You know what I mean? We all, cheer each other on, so it's a good thing. Sierra's amazing. Elle Lauren, love her to death. Peter, love her to death. Posey, we all get along so well. So it's just been really good, and everybody's been really supportive and helpful. and everything. So yeah, it's I've been having a blast. I'm hating that it's ending because Sierra's book, Jolly Rancher is out. So it's like
I know. So it's like
we're coming to the end.
And but it is so great how you just kind of you slipped right on in there and you just fit with some of the other authors. It's just like you guys all in the same room and wrote your stories. You all have this synergy among us. What I was telling you last week that you all kind of had this synergy together. Just it seems like you wrote books together, even though you wrote them apart and you hadn't read each other's books. The ones that I have read, it seems like you guys were sitting in the same room, just vibing off of one another. Because they are really, really, and just amazing. It's just how they were just cool. Just
we all, we root each other on. We're each other's cheerleaders. You know what I mean? And it's awesome. I mean, I'm really grateful to be a part of this season. I if you would have asked me last year when I was going to be part of Lunchtime Chronicles, I probably would have been like, I don't know, but I hope I would be. So,
well, you were definitely a perfect fit.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So to be a part of it, I'm very humbled to be a part of it. Really, I am. It's been amazing. It's a good way to end out the year. I'm telling you, like for real. I'm ending out the year on a high note.
You have been busy this year. I will tell you much because to say you just really got started last year, you have just like talking extremely and abundantly. You've just gone like straight up. I love it. It's like you're this ultimate success story. How you just started and you just get your feet wet and you've just really blown up because I just from your first book to the Brother series and then which I also love the Once Upon a Time series, but then now you've added the Lunchtime Chronicles. And it's like, oh my gosh, wow, is this thing you can't write? You just like you just went for it and there it is. You just fit right on in.
Yeah, because like right now I'm working on the second spinoff to the Savant Brothers, and that one's actually Dominique, aka Ghost the Assassin, her book. So I'm going to be on lockdown, this weekend, and so hopefully I'm hoping to have it done by the first of next week, middle of next week. So I can get it to my publisher, and maybe we might be able to get it out before the end of the year, or maybe the first week of January. But I'm going to get it done, the manuscript done, and to her. That way I can take off these next few weeks and spend the holidays with my family and not have to worry about writing.
That's right. Because that's one thing. Need that little break because I know Elle Lorenz, she's like, okay, that's it for the year. I'm done.
I know. I talked to her today, and she's like, I'm like, girl, I've been at work. I've been inventory at work. I'm tired. I was like, I said, and I was like, writing is not going to get done today. And she started laughing. She's like, well, I'm still on my hiatus. And I'm like, shut up. Please leave me alone. I'm like, that's okay. Give me a couple of days. I'm going to be on hiatus too.
Yeah. You guys, it's well deserved because you guys come out back to back to back. I don't know how you guys do it. And then you work full-time jobs on top of that. So that's like, wow.
Yeah.
So that is really interesting.
Yeah, I have people asking. I'm like, I leave my government job to go home and work on my job. So I consider writing my job. So I leave my government job and work on my job. So it's never
you definitely got a good job. No. I know, and I almost want to see, is there anything else planned for any more paranormal stories, or are you done with the paranormal?
Oh, no, girl, no, we're never done. That's my heart. That's my love.
That's yeah, I was gonna say that's the soul right there. But I'm biased.
Yeah, no. we got something coming next year. 2021 already has been mapped out. So yeah, we got a few things up the sleeve for next year.
All right.
So no, I would never be done with paranormal. I love me some paranormal. I'm a shapeshifter freak.
Yes. Blue.
Love me some shapeshifter.
Most
right,
definitely.
Exactly, blue.
Yes.
And that's funny
for
too
those
because
of you,
I was actually yesterday I went back and I was I got stuck reading. I started reading Sultry Ink yesterday, and I was skimming through each of the books, just because I'm writing this this new story, and I'm just like you kind of want to go back to the basics of how it all started. So with me, I love to write a good fight scene and everything, and I was like, wow, like these these scenes are so like detailed. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there, I'm reading them, and I'm just like, oh, wow. And then I get to the sappy parts, and I'm just like tearing up, and I'm like, oh, my God, let me go on and get back. Because I was at work, and I had pulled up my Kindle on my phone, and I was like, let me get back to work. I'm over here about to cry, and like, oh, he hit him good. Oh, move, duck, weave,
Yep. Because you do. I mean, your really good books are easy to get into. Seriously easy.
Yeah, so I got
I'm finishing
some
up
paranormal coming and stuff. So,
awesome.
I love my brothers, Axel, Felix, Adam, even the releasing the Silent Killer. All of them are amazing.
Yes, and it almost seems like they're supernatural too, in their own way, or at least to me, because I could still see certain aspects of their the characters. And I'm like,
there's one. There's I think it's in Axel. No, it's in book 4, where Axel is like he gets this knife and he's like doing this little thing with this knife or whatever. And I so wanted to put in that scene where his father Andreas says, I knew a man named Butch who could make a knife dance like that. But I was like, see, if I put that in there, people are gonna be like, is this a paranormal? Because remember Uncle Butch from Sultry Ink, how he used to make the knife dance in his hand. So,
like, but it could be a nice homage, Uncle Butch.
right.
Yeah,
and I was like,
a little nod to him because he wasn't paranormal that much as when he was, back in the day.
Right.
I mean, until that, nobody really knew. So, like, he could have like come in from his, military side, and nobody knew that. They didn't know what he was.
Right. I thought that would have been so cool to put it in there.
That would
just
cool.
Yeah, he's like, I knew a man named Butch who could make a knife dance kind of like that.
Yeah, see, that would have been perfect. And it was paranormal because during his military days, nobody knew. So,
right.
So he just knew him as the guy who was make the knives dance. See, there you go.
I know. I thought that would have been a cool little, just little add in for people to be like, oh, she said Uncle Butch.
Yeah. I was like, oh, yes, because your true fans have read your other books. It was like, so we would know. Maybe someone who just started reading you would know that, but, your fans would just, like, pick up on it because they were like, oh, yeah, all right, Uncle Butch.
Right, because, that Sultry Ink series pretty much turned into Uncle Butch's series.
Pretty much,
everybody fell in love with Uncle Butch. Uncle Butch was just supposed to be a secondary character,
But that's what happens sometimes,
Yeah, and I had to literally end up giving him his own book. It was not planned.
But he popped out of there. Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, and he did that. He jumped to the forefront.
Exactly. Real quick. You couldn't tell him nothing. Don't mess with his babies. That's right.
Don't mess with his baby. The baby whisperer.
Yes.
Yeah,
so for those of you just tuning in, we are talking with author Sonja B, and she has been sharing her 2 books from the Lunchtime Chronicles, which are My Sweet Potato Pie and The Secret Sauce. You should check those out. Amazing short stories. And she has some other series, but she has the Sultry Ink series and the Savant Brothers series. So if you are new to reading her books, definitely check them out. And Sonja, you want to tell them your website?
You can find me on Facebook under author Sonja B. I have my readers group, which is the Sonja B Sultry Reading Group. And you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram. Also, for the readers that are out there and who have read the Savant Brothers, we have now the Savant Brothers and Friends group for the readers. And there's a few surprises in there. There's actually,
nice.
the men are in the group. So
good.
you might be talking to, if you read the Leeds book, there's a character by the name of Vasily. He is actually in there. No, it's not me. No, it's not unique. It is actually Vasily, and he is from Moscow,
Wow.
Russia. So he is in the group. You ask a question, he will answer your question. It's the guy.
Nice.
We don't post his pictures. He posts his pictures.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to join the group. So, you guys go into Go ahead. Go ahead right on in. You will not be disappointed. She's very active in her groups.
Right.
And I still like sneaking answers and catching when you're, like, doing your engagement questions. So,
yeah.
Can't help it, right? I get stuck between doing, cake killers. So, y'all just
yes, we got to keep everybody entertained, keep everybody.
Yes.
Oh,
keep coming back for more. Yes, so definitely. And I'm glad you made time for us tonight to come in and say hello and share with us your new books. So thank you for coming. And I'm going to take a little short break, and I'll be back to announce the contest. But for those of you guys just coming in, we have been talking with Sonja B. So thank you so much for being on the show, and you're welcome back anytime, especially when you write some more about the Savant Brothers when your new book comes out.
Definitely.
And I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are so welcome, and welcome anytime.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jolly Rancher, an erotic Christmas romance by best-selling author Sierra London. Diesel Conrad. She says they're enemies, but his gut says she belongs to him. Granted, he has forgotten some insignificant things in his life, like his own name, but he is certain of two things. One, she wants him. Two, he has the equipment to give her a very merry sleigh ride. Amanda Messy Mandy Murphy. All she wanted was a winter white vacation. But her sister's ex roped her into selling his ranch before Christmas. This arrogant, too gorgeous man is her personal bah humbug, or at least until the accident. Now he's convinced she belongs to him. She's going to need a Christmas miracle, and fast. Jolly Rancher, the #1 bestseller by Sierra London, part of the Lunchtime Chronicles. Get your copy on Amazon today. All right. Well, thanks for listening and tuning in tonight. I do have a special for the commercial you just heard on Jolly Rancher. We are doing giveaways, so there will be 2 books that I'll be giving away, and you're invited to call in. Call in at 914-205-5632. Call us and let us know you're listening, and like a free book, get Jolly Rancher for sure. If you call in and say, I love the Lunchtime Chronicles because they are an awesome series, and all you have to say is, I love the Lunchtime Chronicles. So give a call. I'm going to leave the phones open, 914-205-5632. Roman is a playboy, but one too many scandals has put his CEO position in jeopardy. He must find a nice girl, one that the board of Hemingway Industries would approve of, and get married before the new year. Kamaya is just the woman he needs, with her wholesome, clean image. Roman is the one man who has ever held a place in her heart, but she has no plans of marriage, only philanthropy. So Roman must prove his love and earn Kamaya's trust, or risk losing it all. Everyone needs a little cream in their hot coffee. An Interracial Romance by Donna R. Mercer. For more information, visit www.donnarmercer.com. Hot coffee. Get your copy today.
thine advent here, disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadows put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel.
And thank you all for tuning in. Line's still open and for another 5 minutes. So go ahead and call in for 205-5632 and claim your free copy of Jolly Rancher by R.C. London from the Lunchtime Chronicles. Jolly Rancher, an erotic Christmas romance by best-selling author Sierra London. Diesel Conrad. She says they're enemies, but his gut says she belongs to him. Granted, he has forgotten some insignificant things in his life, like his own name, but he is certain of two things. 1, she wants him. 2, he has the equipment to give her a very merry sleigh ride. Amanda Messy Mandy Murphy. All she wanted was a winter white vacation. But her sister's ex roped her into selling his ranch before Christmas. This arrogant, too gorgeous man is her personal bah humbug, or at least until the accident. Now he's convinced she belongs to him. She's going to need a Christmas miracle, and fast. Jolly Rancher, the #1 bestseller by Sierra London, part of the Lunchtime Chronicles. Get your copy on Amazon today. You have been listening to Mahogany Says with Mahogany Silverine at mahoganysilverine.net. Thank you and good night.